The opinions and views expressed by individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of this network, their group, or other organization they may be involved with.
What's going on, friends? And how are you guys doing? Let me get this. We just got here. Oh, wow. Imagine that. Thought I'd come and bring you guys live. You know, it's weird when you can't monitor your audio, but you can hear it or you can see it. Whatever. You know what I mean. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to make this a little different today. You know, I thought about it over and over and over. And I thought, what's the best way to show you guys some cool stuff here in Tombstone? And I thought, just that, live in Tombstone. So, if you guys would join me for a little while and join yourself, get comfortable, sit back,
Tune
relax.
in daily to NOK's diverse podcasting lineup. Ganja News Update, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Tara Simpson and Ron McNabb. Wake Up with the Wayniac, Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific with Tombstoner Wayne Cruz. Grow 420, Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Eastern, with the Forgetful Stoner, Ron McNabb. Psychedelic Reporters, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with Hobbies Puppets and Tara Simpson. Peace, News and Views, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with Kim Cooper and Sir Steve-O. Open Your Eye, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with Kim Cooper and Tara Simpson. Followed by Thursday Night Vibes, 9:15 Eastern, with Master and Mama Roach. Cannabis and Crime, Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with Christine Tara from Machete Cat Productions. The IWK 710 Daily Set airs nightly, 7 days a week, with international rotating joint hosts, 7 p.m. Eastern. Rise and shine, it's marijuana time. Wake and Bake with Ron McNabb at 7 a.m. Eastern, 7 days a week. Thanks for tuning in to all the podcasting on NOK Network.
Well, you made it back with me. I thought I'd take us for a little walk. Thanks for joining me. You know, this is only going to help if you guys share, like, and get this shit out, okay? This is only going to help if you get the internet out there and let everybody know what's going on. So, today, it's Tuesday and you're waking up at the Wayniac, and I hope you're doing all right. We're currently walking down, streets of Allen, or we're getting to Allen right now. Currently going down the old Tombstone Hotel Way. Oh, look at this. So, this is what I love about my town. It's early enough in the morning that things are happening. Things are getting started. Businesses are getting ready. They're opening. It's actually really cool. You know, a lot of people see us as a tourist town, and they don't see what goes on behind the curtain. There's a lot that goes on behind the curtain. There's a lot that makes this happen. And one of the ideas is that all these business owners get together and we try to make Halloween, Christmas, whatever the season work for you. One of those things we use is we get help from other people. Not like this kind of help, but other help, but like this help. Wow, you guys made it back. But what you're looking at right here is the world famous Birdcage Theater. She showed up sometime around 1890 and started getting constructed. They started building her in the way that she is. She's not really the way that she's always been, but the same color scheme and the same idea. The Birdcage was the first place that brought burlesque dancing to the United States of America. Pretty crazy, right? It was like 1901 or something like that. They brought burlesque dancing. A lady by the name of Fatima came there, and she did the hoochie coochie, or she danced for the populace. Now, the idea there is that the Birdcage Theater was a world-renowned theater. It was also a place of business. People would do business there, and they would also meet there. And then it was a bar, cantina, saloon, and opera house. So you did have arts, crafts, and more than went on. And there was a lot of business. You know, part of me always wonders, the idea of that business and the idea of things that went on, if those walls can tell stories. If any of these boardwalks can tell stories, matter of fact, it'd probably tell you an old time tale of hurt feet, bad backs, bad necks, filthy clothes, and bad teeth. But hey, let's keep strolling because we got a lot to offer you. I'm just going to turn this around right here, guys, give you guys a little forward view. Once again, the Birdcage Theater, you want to check that out if you get a chance. She's a wonderful thing. She's been doing a whole lot for our town for a long time. One of the greatest things about that is that, yeah, belly dancing, business affairs, all kinds of stuff went on in there. Curly Bill actually hung out in that place. So it gives you an idea of just what went on. Good morning. So these boardwalks, you know, they might not be the original boardwalks, but the idea is that these boardwalks are erected in the fashion of what once was, and we still have that feeling of what they're like. Yes, on a really good day, you can sit here and you can hear the spurs walking across the boardwalk, heavy heels and spurs. It's a magic feeling. It's almost, intoxicating. So they're working up on the roof today, doing some work over there. They've been working at Doc Holidays for a while now. Now, Doc's is a really cool bar. That is one of our named after, you know, Doc Holiday himself. All right, let's carry on. You know, I've had the pleasure to meet lots of these business owners, and I've had the pleasure to work with a lot of them. Right over there at that one, I love it. They make a soap that is amazing, and it smells. They call it Cabin Number 9, and it's a nice, heavy soap. It's very masculine in the way it smells. And the best part about it is that, you know, they make soaps there, they make balms there, they make lotions there, they make candles there, they make mustache wax and the whole 9 yards. Oh, well, come on. You know, you guys are joining this fine morning. Remember, I told you that this is 55 minutes of nonsense, guys. Get that. Oh, sorry about that. Went through the void. You guys there? Hopefully you're there. Yeah, I'm standing out in front of a very interesting place. You know, as a historian, as a gunfighter, as a storyteller, we think of the glam and the glory of the Wild West. A lot of people don't realize how much dust was involved in the Wild West, especially here in Tombstone. Here at the world famous, that's right. You guys ready to check it out? The Oriental Theater. This is a pretty amazing situation they have here. The Oriental was a bar that was pretty established by Wyatt and a bunch of other folks. Wyatt came in, took over some gambling. They started doing faro, blackjack, poker, a few other games of dice and other games of chance. Pretty cool place. You know, when you follow the footsteps of history, you are going to run into things that might make sense, might not make sense. The one thing that you want to do is you want to check out and validate any chance you get. By saying validating means, you know, come to these places and see these places. You guys want to see the most amazing thing in the whole wide world? Yeah, right there, y'all. That's probably my favorite thing in the whole wide world. I love our flag. There's something amazing about her when she waves, and she's so freaking true. You know, it's like red, white, and blue. I don't know. Something about it's pretty hip, huh? Think about all those young boys that help us keep such a cool thing going. For those of you guys watching in Canada, thank you for watching. I know you guys don't get this in Canada. You're probably wondering what the hell this is. Well, this is Allen Street. This is the world famous Allen Street. We're hanging out in front of what was Buckets of Blood, the Oriental. Oh my God, look over there, the Crystal Palace. So the whole idea is that if you guys come here, check these places out, you can enjoy food, dance, shows. There's even games of chance, just how they used to have it in the old days. And look at that. You can even get pilfered in dust by the stagecoaches. Yeah, it's real. It's real dust. We don't import it. It's bought here every day by the streets of Tombstone. That's right. Look at that. The Crystal Palace. She has an amazing story to tell. Crystal Palace, you know, she's been standing there for a long time, and it's been a lot of different things. One time she was a mercantile. One time she was a doctor's office. She was a hotel. So she's been a lot of things over the years, and it's really cool. Every time I go in there and I eat there and I think about it, it's literally a place where like history kind of stood there. So you guys are hanging out with me 12 minutes into a 55-minute broadcast. I hope you enjoy. Get out there and get your commercials on.
Hey, hi, my name is John Mark, aka Sublimator Warrior, and I would like to welcome you to Smoke Signal in Tyendinaga.
One dab make your whole dome drip sweat. One dab make the homies all dip set.
Smoke Signals, Tyendinaga.
Smoke Signals, Tyendinaga.
Smoke Signals, Tyendinaga.
Ooey, ooey, gooey, that's a sticky dab. Might just have to put this one on Instagram.
Smoke Signals, Tyendinaga.
Hold it in, feel it in your wrist.
Smoke Signals, Tyendinaga.
Check us out in Tyendinaga. 55 Highway 49 in Tyendinaga. It's on the res, and we're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week.
Well, you came back, or maybe you never left. All right, I got one of you watching. I got one reaction in there. You got to do me a favor. We got to get this out there amongst the populace. We got to share this amongst our friends and get it going. I know it can happen, and I know if we get this happening, what's going to go down is you guys are going to help the algorithm. You're going to help getting this stuff seen, and then maybe, just maybe, you might enjoy yourself. So instead of babbling more and working on that, I definitely want to share a few more things with you, because we got a few more things that we got to get out of the way.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at nucknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
And you thought you would get away unscathed. Well, you're on the streets of Tombstone. Lots of things happened here in the streets of Tombstone. And I thought I'd come down and go live with you guys this morning just to show you around my glorious town. You know, every town that we live in and everywhere we go, there's going to be problems. And how you deal with the problems is basically how you get through your issues, right? So here, it's a cowboy vibe. Basically, we can get around by using that old cowboy vibe, because a cowboy is a whole lot. It's an adjective, it's a noun, it's a verb. There's a whole lot to that magic word. You know, I think it's important that you and I go this much further.
Are you a Northern Ontario resident searching for credible information on cannabis as a medicine? No Sir is here to help. Established in 2013, Northern Ontario Cannabis Education and Resources is here for you. NOSER Director Kim Cooper brings you 45 plus years experience utilizing cannabis as a medicine, and she is spreading that education across the North. Activism, referrals, resources, and more at NOSER. Don't be a jackass. Say no, sir, to propaganda with NOSER. Find them at www.nocer.ca.
Yes, no to propaganda. It's the first thing I'd like to say is, come on. No, no, no. But it's not propaganda. What I'm standing in front of is a Big Nose Kate saloon. You know, Doc Holliday and Big Nose Kate were a thing at one time, and they made a restaurant out of her. Nothing famous, but it's an amazing establishment inside. It is super loud and is super crazy inside there. No matter what time of the day you go inside there, there is hooping and there is hollering and there's people yelling and screaming and there's loud music, and it is totally worth it. It's the kind of place that you want to go to if you don't want to talk to your loved ones, but you want to have a good time. I love how the energy is in there. Personally, I think it's amazing. Get your food on, watch the young ladies, watch the young men, have a little bit of cowboy fun and listen to some entertainment. This has been a big part of like why I've been doing this. Entertainment. You know, there's so many times that we get confused throughout day to day. What's entertaining? Is a fart joke entertaining? You know, I was in a live yesterday that was full of fart jokes, and there was a bunch of adults laughing like mad over fart jokes and fart sounds. What about you? Does it intrigue you? Does it make you laugh? All right, there's two of you watching. That means there's one reaction. That means we could turn this around and start sharing this. Guys, share this out to your friends. Get this out wherever you possibly can. Generally, I would do it, but I don't have my secondary device with me at the moment, so we're just gonna do this the old school way. And I'm going to keep showing you guys around. You know, what would be next? That would be the age-old question. What would indeed be next? Well, for me, what's next is also a thing that which I enjoy in my town. I think what is next is this. I'm going to show you guys next. That's this one right here.
Are you a Northern Ontario resident searching for credible information on cannabis as a medicine? NOSER is here to help. Established in 2013, Northern Ontario Cannabis Education and Resources is here for you. NOSER Director Kim Cooper brings you 45 plus years experience utilizing cannabis as a medicine, and she is spreading that education across the North. Activism, referrals, resources, and more at NOSER. Don't be a jackass. Say no, sir, to propaganda with NOSER. Find them at www.nocer.ca.
I played that one twice in a row because I think the message is very strong. I think that propaganda is a thing that we got to keep our eyes open for. So here in my town, we had a crazy story. Could you imagine just a normal night hanging out with your brothers, playing billiards? And all you want to do is play billiards with your friends and your brothers, have a few drinks, talk about the day that went on. Then around 9 o'clock at night, while you're playing billiards, a shot comes ripping through the back window, severing your brother's spinal column, killing him. Your little brother, to be exact. It's pretty dark. And when you think about it, that would have been Wyatt Earp's brother. That would have been Morgan Earp's place right there that he died in there. Yeah, one shot severing a spine. Pretty wicked, huh? Crazy sauce. You know what? Let's carry on. There's plenty more to see. Each and every day here, we have a different adventure and a different way that we do things. This is Arlene's. It's a pretty cool store. Arlene's has this really cool jewelry section. They sell arts and crafts and jewelry and stuff from the Southwest that's all original. It's pretty amazing. Then we got smoke signals. See, we have our own smoke signals. Ours is not tied into Tanaga, but our smoke signals is a tobacco shop, smoking shop, lighters and all that good stuff. Then across the street, look at that glorious red building. You think they chose that red on purpose? Or do you think they painted over it? No, that red that you're looking at is Adobe. That's an original Adobe structure right there. Pretty freaking cool, huh? I know, in your little Canada, you guys don't have that because Adobe is a strange anomaly. But take a look at it very well. Adobe withstands the rain, the cold. Adobe can withstand lightning. I know, right? That's hard to believe. Most people don't want to believe that. But that's why Adobe structures are used here. So really quick here, I'm going to show you guys real quick here a little bit of magic. What I think the glorious part about being in Tombstone, there's a few things that make Tombstone very unique. The fact that we have lots and lots and lots of tourists that come through here that make our day different no matter who you are. Then we got stagecoaches on the street. That's pretty cool. It's training day. I love it. Think about that. Could you drive one of those around? Would you want to drive one of those around? I don't think I would. And the fact that those guys operate those by the midst of their hands, it's not like in the movies where you see them going, yeah, but those guys really do, yeah, but they're using their hand. It's fucking magic. It's almost like a race car driver, the way they make these horses do things. I don't know. I talk with my hands, so I'd probably end up driving us into something. But thanks for viewing and hanging out with me this morning. And I know you guys are wondering what's going on. But you know what? 55 minutes of nonsense, and you're already 22 minutes into it with me. So you know what? With no further ado,
what we have here, the GSX 7775. It reaches speeds beyond all magnificent speeds. It will get you to Night City in no time at all. That's right, if you order now. But just wait, there's a whole lot more.
Yeah, right. You know what we're famous for? We are famous for a lot of things. We're famous for a rose tree that people don't even know about. But what people don't know that we are definitely closest to, and what's close to our heart, I got to get close for this one to make sure we're getting a good reading here. All right, I want to make sure I give you guys the content that you're supposed to be getting. 144 years ago yesterday, some fateful act happened at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Wyatt Earp and his good brother and his other brother got together with a good friend of theirs, Doc Holliday, and they met over on that intersection over there on that corner. They discussed that they were going to go take care of a cowboy problem. I know, it's pretty wild. They went to take care of the cowboy problem. They authorized Doc Holliday to go out there with them and do a little bit of work by deputizing him on the street. And then they took a walk down the fateful way, down an alleyway and up over. Now, when they had that shootout, boy, it was quick. 28 seconds, guys. Can you imagine that? This is, hey, by the way, happy 144th. All right. You got to see it and you got to hear it right there. The Wyatt Earp. Think about it for a second. It was a triple homicide. There was a 19-year-old boy that was murdered there. Kind of crazy when you put all that into perspective, exactly what it does. But I don't since we're talking about nonsense and we're hanging out and we're bringing up nonsense to the forefront, you know what? I do this 55-minute gathering of information, and you guys seem to forget to. Did you? No. Of course you didn't forget. That's why you're here. You're 25 minutes into my 55-minute broadcast, and we are hanging out right across the street from where a lot of stuff happens. This used to be a town center building right here. That was a medical office, and then turned into a thrift, then turned into actually Cochise County Bank, they claim. In 1881, the first business in Tombstone was opened at the corner of J.B. and Allen. In 1879, it was purchased by Philip Smith, who opened the Pioneer Store and the agency into Puma County Bank within the store. When the Cochise County was established, Smith changed the name to Cochise County Bank, erected a new adobe roof, nice, and also took the time to finish it out with locks on the doors. After Smith went bankrupt, it became Cochise Hardware and Trading Banker. Oh my God. And Bunker Hill Company, mining company. The Wilcott Medical Department as well. And approximately in 1945, it became a medical clinic, a hospital, and remaining so until the mid-60s. Think about that for a moment. That's a while. In later years, it even housed the Chamber of Commerce and Tombstone's Visitor Center. The original 1881 building serves as Tombstone's community center. Is it not one of the coolest things you have? Do you have one of those in your town? How far can you go in your town and say that the buildings have been there? You know, throughout our town, we have a bunch of buildings that have been erected. Some are the originals and some are not the originals. But it doesn't matter. What matters is it's your community, what you do in your community. Does your community have cars, buses, and trains? I don't know. Does your community have stop signs? Does your community have love and compassion? I know. It's hard to believe. When we talk about this thing, a lot of people get confused because they think it's some hippie-like mumbo jumbo, but it's not. These guys are out here working right now, and I love it. Currently, right now, they're out at the OK Corral. These guys set up every day, as you can see. These guys show up every day. They dress up. They go out and they do this show for our community every single day. They reenact the killing and they reenact the movements of Wyatt Earp and his brothers. And these guys get out there vigorously. These guys dress up Monday through Friday, every day of the week. They stand out there giving our community this glorious look into the past. You think about it, 7 days. Think about it for one moment. These guys, 7 days a week. These guys are arduous in what they do. You know, I like to compare us Cochise cowboys and street performers kind of like the Postal Service. We never take a break. You know, we gunfight in the snow, we gunfight in the rain, we gunfight on your mother's birthday. Take a look. These guys are out there working it. God, I'm grateful for this. You know, does your town have this cool thing? Does your town have this? No, probably not. There's only a few places in America that still have this for us to share. You know, for me, it became a thing where I needed to be a part of this. I needed to be every bit of this that I could. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't entirely sure because I'm a street performer myself. I'm a gunfighter myself. And all of a sudden to come down here where the real thing happened, Cochise County with the Cochise Cowboys, Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, Virgil Earp, and all those young men, I felt a bit intimidated. But the thing is, what do you do with intimidation? Do you let intimidation push you away? Zero. No, it's like quitting. Quitting's this thing that you can do only once in your life. Once you've quit and you've given up, you can quit any day of the week. Life isn't about that, though. We surrender ourselves every single day to what we do. So working in the streets and giving this vigorous idea of giving cowboy action to people, I would do it 9 days a week if there were 9 days in the week, but there's not. But my body can only take so much. You know, half of us do this at least 4 days a week. You stand on your feet for 9 hours a day. That's right. 9 hours a day. And take a look. I'll show you my office. Look at my office. Look how nice my office is. Yeah, that's right. 4th and Allen. I am the mayor of 4th and Allen. And that's why today I'm off, hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me today. And while we're waiting, just while we're waiting, take that. That's China Camp. China Camp is up in the Kochi Stronghold. It's an area that's very difficult to get to. You can't get there with a car or a conventional vehicle. You have to use a four-wheel drive, side-by-side, and or a horse to get up to it. China Camp is a very unique spot. I got to spend one night there. It's very haunted. Let's take a walk. Come on. Yeehaw. And the wind is blowing. All right. That's what Tombstone's famous for, guys. We are famous for the dust. If you're not getting the dust, you're not tasting the dust, you're not seeing the dust, then you are really officially not in Tombstone. The dust in Tombstone is gorgeous. It's good for your lungs. No, but the dust here is a thing that we get used to. That's why you constantly see me say to people, staying in the dust or keeping in the dust or something to do with the dust. A big part of it is because we got dirt all over our streets. All right, you guys can share this, and I see that you are. Thank you so much. I already see the reactions are getting out there. There's 3 of you watching. There's 5 reactions. I know we can turn this into 6 in no time. I know we can turn that into 10 reactions in no time at all. I didn't bring you down to the world famous Allen Street for nothing. Come on, y'all. You guys got to show me that you want to see Allen Street as well. You know, there's a lot I could show you and a lot I cannot show you. A big part of this is because we are still in civilian mode right now. Generally, when I'm down here, I'm in working mode, so I'm dressed and I can kind of pull off a lot of things. But being that I am dressed in civilian mode, I have to be careful. That's all I'm saying. So right behind you guys is what is considered the Tombstone Visitor Center. And how important that this building really is for us, because this is where they hold our maps. They hold all of our good stuff for Tombstone. And the one thing is, you guys can walk right through. I'm covering the whole screen. All right. So the whole idea is here at the Tombstone Visitor Center, you get maps and you can get all kinds of information that is needed that can help you in your adventure here. A lot of people don't know that, and they come here and they walk around confused, and they're like, oh my gosh. The one thing is we have 1, 2, 3 streets that run parallel to each other, congruent if you'd like that word, and you cannot go anywhere without running into those streets over and over. You know, yesterday I had the coolest thing happen. I've lived in Arizona for a year now. Come yesterday was my anniversary. And I went out to the Whetstones yesterday, and I had a glorious adventure. I have not been far out to the Whetstones before, and I was told that once the Whetstones get covered in fog and rain, and so do the Kochi Stronghold and the Huachucas, that you're almost guaranteed to get rain. Pretty crazy thought, huh? So, man, look at this shit. This is the coolest thing ever. Do you have cowboys that walk down your street? Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, that was a really bad version of it. Sergio Marconi would hate my guts for that, but that's all right. That is my phone ringer. And, you know, on my days off, yeah, I know this. You're thinking on my day off. On your day off, you come down here and still hang out with cowboys. You still come out onto the street that you work every day. Yes, I do. Every day of the week. You know what? There's something about this place that has this very cool spark to it. For those of us who are street performers, or those people who just want to work, this becomes this very unique thing for us, because you know, we get out here and we're interacting with people throughout the day. Sometimes thousands of people, by the way. Some days it's just, you know, 20 to 30. But it doesn't matter, because the one thing is that when we start doing this adventure, it starts drumming people up, and then our town wakes up and more people come out, and then all of a sudden we have these really cool things going. And if you get a chance, please come on out, please, to Tombstone and check out what we going on. You know, there's so much that you can see. I don't think you could see Tombstone in one day. I mean, you could see it in one day if you ran in and just kind of looked at things, but I think Tombstone has to be seen in a few days. You really have to take in what we really are about. You know, we're a small town with a lot of drinkers, and that just means we like to have a lot of fun. You know what? By the way, You saw it here. You saw it here. That's right. We're going to take some more walk. Come on. Let's sit this thing up so we can go for a walk, go for a stroll, take you guys down a little bit and show you if there's anything you guys want to see in particular, please make sure to carry on and tell me. But up to this point, sorry, we're going to just take a stroll. In the 1880s, Tombstone would have been the equivalent of Las Vegas. People would have come from far and wide to come and see what we have to offer. People would have come here to see everything that big cities had. And the thing is, we were considered a big city in comparison. Maybe not like Chicago, maybe not like San Francisco, but we were considered the Mecca of the Southwest. People would come far and wide to come to Tombstone because, A, we had a great, amazing newspaper that kept things definitely documented, but also we were definitely a non-United States territory. And that's what made Tombstone so dangerous. The fact that we were a non-territory, this meant that people were doing evil, mean deeds out in the street. And look, when you guys see me dressed up and you see that I do this, I'm not the only one dressed up. Look at this. I'm not the only one that dresses up like this. These guys come out 7 days a week. They put cowboy gears on. They walk around and they do this to give the love and whatnot to our town. Some people think you guys do this once a week. Some people think you guys go into the air conditioning. No, we don't. This is Allen Street, man. This is where it all happened, right here. That might be one of the coolest things that you've seen, at least today. The Gunfighter Hall of Fame is pretty amazing, but I'll actually take you guys for a walk down there, too. We'll go look at what they have there. We have a bunch of great museums in our town. We have the Arizona Rangers, which is cool. They have a museum unto themselves. We have the Rose Tree Garden. We have the Birdcage Theater. That's a museum unto herself. We also have the Historama. Ooh, excuse me. We even have the OK Corral that has a museum inside it. So our town has a whole lot to look at depending on what you want to see. And it's not all gunfighter related. There's some stuff here that you could see that would be finitely different if you didn't know it was there and someone else was giving you a tour. And the one thing is, you got to know the way around here. You got to know what's up to make these tours make sense.
The Victrola. What a great invention. Yola-hoo. One day, music will be piped through your home via Bluetooth or whatever that is. But until then, get yourself a Victrola. Break it up. Listen to your favorite singers and your songs.
Oh my God, you guys made it back. We are now officially 39 minutes into a 55-minute broadcast, and you're here with me this morning, and I really appreciate it. Hey, like and share this stuff. I know you hear that all the time and it's so annoying, but we can get the algorithm going. You know what? I personally want to put Tombstone on the map, guys. So many people think we're just a movie. We are a whole community of people. We are a whole community of gunfighters. We are a whole community of lovers and families and friends and brothers and sisters. And oh, you know what? Yeah, I was just given a Tombstone sign. We are a 1,490 something population town with a bar that has 14 bars in it. We are a little cowboy town with a big drinking problem. But you know what? We kick some ass. And I stand by our town. I think our town is so original and so, and I've been around. I've seen some places. I think about it. So I love it. The interaction that we get between people is so genuine. You get cowboys from all different walks going by, all the way to us tourists here. Today I'm a tourist, at least. I pride myself on being a good tourist because, when you're in tourist mode, you should be cleaning up after yourself. You should be taking care of yourself. You should not be stealing, and you should definitely clean. I see tourists here throw shit on the floor, and it's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm big on that. I think I don't do that at my house. Why would I want to do it at a beautiful place that's an amusement park or a beautiful place that is a historical thing? That's the same way if you saw graffiti at the Louvre. Would you not lose your mind and want to kill somebody? Or the Sistine Chapel to see someone put a sticker up somewhere? It's terrible. So what we think about is we want to keep our town just like that. That's why some of the things we don't allow here. You won't see a chain here. You won't see a McDonald's. You won't see a Wendy's here. And this is what keeps us historical. This is a big right, and it's okay. You guys might be like, who's he talking to? He's like talking to someone off the side. I will show you who he's talking to off the side. So I got other performers just like myself. I got 2 cowboys and our hawker. Tony and I are definitely the hawkers of Tombstone. These guys right here are cowboys that you get to see at the show, and it's a comedic gunfight show. I think one of the best part about a comedy is that we all know that people die every day of the week. We all know that it's sad. So when you have a comedy and you have these guys doing this show, it's actually worth it. It's actually a giggle, especially when you see some of the jokes and you get some of the jokes that are aimed, at adults, and those little kids go, I don't get it. But then dad's going, oh, that's a good joke. Personally, I think family humor is a cool thing. I think anytime that we get to laugh, anytime we get to get out and be something more to forget about our day to day, this is why I moved to Tombstone. That's exactly why I moved to Tombstone. I get to work with guys like that, real men. I get to learn from people just like that. When you have all the goods, it makes the world worthwhile. Those are my good friends over at the OK Corral. They're getting ready to kill some young men today. What a sad feat that they're going to do. The OK Corral is a really cool shootout show that you want to see. It's a reenactment of that fateful day, October 26th. And then we come down here to one of my favorites. They're not here today. But boy, oh boy, I wish they were, just so you can kind of see. I have a video and I'll post Old Kinderhook. Old Kinderhook is this really cool husband and wife team that goes out and they take horses out and they take trolleys around town and they give a historical tour, all on this amazing, really cute little carriage drawn by a top-hatted fellow. And it's amazing for weddings. It's amazing if you're just riding around town. I'm really impressed with these guys. I wish they were here today so I can show them off. I did not post the video on here, so a little later I'll have to put the old Kinderhook video up so you guys could see exactly what I'm talking about with the old Kinderhook. Well, guys, 43 minutes into a 55-minute broadcast, and you guys are still alive.
You gotta be kidding me, right?
Okay, if you're going to smoke, you better break it out right now, because that's what we do here. Here in Tombstone, we got the park across from us. We have a public park that is pretty cool with public restrooms in it that are really cool. And this is a place where most of us will go and kind of use the restrooms, and then got swings for the little kids, which is so amazing. We got an amazing gazebo, amazing statue of Mr. Shefflin. He's the founding father of our town. And it's pretty cool to have Mr. Shefflin here. And you got all these other shops going down here. Man, you got the Rock Slingers, okay? The Rock Slingers have some really, really, really cool ornate stones and even stuff that you can find at home. Petrified rock, petrified stone, petrified tree. And they're really cool. And the prices are really amazing. So if you're on vacation and you're wanting to see something like that, that's also something really cool to check out. I could talk and I could talk about my glorious town all day long, and I probably would if I had the chance. This is why I work here. Opportunities are golden things. I want you guys to remember that. There's 4 of you guys watching. There's 7 reactions. We are killing it. These reactions are getting exactly where we wanted. This thing can get shared a lot. Today, I'll share it out today a whole lot when I get back with my other device. I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me this morning. 45 minutes in a 55-minute broadcast. And hey, let's keep walking. I love Tombstone. That's what I'm going to keep saying to people. I moved to Tombstone because I wanted the American dream. I moved to Tombstone because I needed to get away from the madness of Los Angeles. I moved away from Los Angeles because LA was becoming a bit aggressive. So I came to Tombstone, where these great actors are. That's Billy Clanton. Billy Clanton was the youngest man killed in the shootout at the OK Corral. Could you imagine that? You're a young man. You're hanging out with your brother. You're getting your shoes fixed on your horse. So the cops come in. The cops start yelling at you. Next thing you know, they start screaming back and forth. People start reaching for guns. 19, right? And you're 19 years old. Huh. I have a son that's 19 years old. I have a son that's 19 years old, and the thought of him being killed by the police because he may or not be, because he was hanging out with the wrong people. There's an old saying, if you stir shit with a stick long enough, you're going to get shit on that stick, and probably on yourself. Billy Clanton probably knew that because he was running with his brother. His brother was a world-class warlord here in our town. He was a crime boss. He ran the organized crime, the mafia. And at the same time, Billy Clanton ran with him, and he was just a young man, and he died that day. Thanks for your work, my friend. I appreciate you. You know what? When we do this and we look at these guys come out every day to do this for us. Monday through Sunday. No breaks, no times taken off. We can call in when we're sick. We can ask for someone to take our place. We can ask for someone basically to cover. But what we do run into is the fact that it's that dream. And when you're living in a dream and you're working in a dream and you have confines in a dream, constantly you have to ask yourself, I must be doing the right thing, or it wouldn't be so much damn fun. Guys, you guys are 47 minutes into my 55-minute broadcast. You're hanging out with me this fine day in Tombstone on the streets of Allen and 4th right now. And gosh, thank you so very much for hanging out with me. There's a whole lot more to see and a whole lot more to do. So maybe we could share it with you. I don't know. What about that? You want some more? What about this?
The Victrola. What a great invention. At the Cochise Hotel, you can make it like it's your own. Boy, oh boy, let me tell you, with 6 bedrooms and 6 baths, there's a lot you can accommodate. The idea of living in history? Most folks want to move in and they think to themselves, well, I'm going to put brand new flooring in there and maybe make me a brand new kitchen. But the problem is you don't have the Dragoon Mountains to stare at. Or maybe Tombstone right up the road. Or maybe you want to go have some barbecue with a few fellas. Or maybe you're just looking to rest your feet. Come on out. Stay the night. Join us here at the Cochise Hotel. Oh, there's things. Gotta go. Hey, hold on. No, put that down. That's important. God damn it.
That place really is amazing, the Cochise Hotel. If you get a chance to go check it out, it is pretty spectacular. Not only does he have every gambling tool that you can imagine in a living room, but his house is set up like an old 1880s brothel, and it's gorgeous. It's funny, I was in there walking around looking at all these pictures of some topless ladies, and I was commenting on the breasts of some young lady when his wife came in, an elderly lady, and said, "That's me." And I thought, wow, you have great breasts, and very awkward. But the whole thing is Cochise Hotel. It's it's a cool place to see. Cochise Hotel, guys. Go out and check it out. And if you get a chance to go anywhere else here in Tombstone, oh, Tony's doing it to me. I'm going to turn the camera around and let the world see. Take this. Oh my God, you caught up. How was that? You know what? When I make that stuff, it's just me kind of sitting there going, what could look cool? What could be cool? You know, one of the coolest things about my town is the service animals here. People bring their service animals all over. Now, I have not seen a service dolphin yet. I've only seen service dogs here. And I'm kind of angry because they're like segregating the dolphins, and we should have dolphins here too. Oh, okay, maybe not. But the whole idea is that service dogs really do a lot for us. You know, I love how they put the signs on there, do not pet. I love it because a lot of times what we run into is, you know, we have dog bowls that were throughout the town that people will take their dogs to, and they feed them, and then they'll give them water. We're totally a pet friendly town, which is pretty interesting. We're more pet friendly than we are bad guy friendly, I think. Hey, if you're a bad guy and you want to find out exactly what you get treated like, come on down to Tombstone. My friends and I will take you out in the desert and show you what's up. Come on. I know you a bunch of tough guys. I know you're all out there. You know what? I love it. And you know what makes this whole thing glorious? I get to do this every day with you guys. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me. I got 4 minutes in a 55-minute broadcast. Oh, you heard me talk about a trolley tour earlier. Trolley tour, pretty cool idea. We have a trolley tour that takes you around town and shows you exactly where stuff happened. Takes you down to Boot Hill. It brings you back, and it's pretty cool. And it's all done on a trolley, that is our trolley car, that is fully narrated tour. And talks about Fort Huachuca, talks about the Whetstones, talks about where all of our movies are made, talks about the history and all the gloriousness that our town had. It's actually really cool. Takes you out to Boot Hill, brings you back because it's not a hearse. Pretty cool, huh? Fully narrated tour. If you guys are in Tombstone and you want that fully narrated tour, you can have that, a fully narrated tour. That's right. We're 52 minutes in it. We're going to start walking. You know, I'm going to end this day with a good old poem that I learned as a young boy. My dad taught me this poem, and he made me remember this poem, and I'm going to carry this poem with you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to its republic, for which it stands, one nation and indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's something that we can't forget. It's this thing that's going to live through eternity, guys. God bless your country. God bless your state. God bless your parents. Keep the hard work going and just do the right thing. You know, I'm so proud of you. You guys have hung out this long. And it's kind of confusing because I thought I would annoy you at this point. But I appreciate you being here. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining my glorious town of Tombstone. And we're going to walk a little more. We're going to call it a day. This is, as I was saying to you, 54 minutes into a 55-minute broadcast. That is our mayor of Tombstone right there, the Dusty Escapool. They've been around for a very long time in our town, and they've been taking care of our town in such a way. It's kind of crazy to think that your family name goes all the way back to the founding fathers. That's pretty crazy. That would be like saying my grandfather hung out with George Washington. That's pretty cool. Thank you. And I love Tombstone. And you know what? Come on down. It's a one-of-a-kind place. And I know people say, I've been there before. You can come to Tombstone multiple times and see things different every time you're here. No matter how many times you've been here, no matter what you see, whether it's one cowboy, 100 cowboys, there's always something glorious in our town. Not only is always something glorious, but there's a glorious story to be told in our town by people like you and like people like me. When you come on vacation, it's so important that you get to see our glorious town. It's so important that we get to tell people over and over, because most people say, Tombstone, isn't that just a movie? And aren't you guys there by like Mexico or something? Yes, we're 30 minutes from Mexico. Yes, we're 35 minutes from the Whetstones, the Huachacas, and the Stronghold. But beside that, we're minutes away from, yeah, that's right, the world famous birdcage. This is why I moved here, guys, so I can have the birdcage in my backyard. You guys, you can have it in your backyard too. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for being a good human. Thank you for putting up with me. I do love, I do care. God bless, guys. Pass the ammo.